Uncle Kaito and Nikki are both sitting on the couch watching TV when I arrive. Hi, Uncle Kaito. Hey, Nikki. Kaito grins at me.
Welcome back. How was your match?
Actually,
Finally, you're home. I thought you were going to miss it.
Miss what?
The Moskers, of course. Did you forget?
Oh, the Moskers! In all of the excitement of today, I completely forgot about the Moskers. My expression must have given away my thoughts because Nikki shakes her head. I forgot. Play it cool. How could I forget? I don't usually watch this. I'm not sure why Nikki is making such a big fuss. She's the one who watches these types of shows, not me. Does it count as forgetting if I never planned to watch it in the first place?
Really? But Leonardo DiCaprio was nominated this year.
He was? Will this year be the year he finally wins? Nikki speaks in a sing-song voice.
You know you want to watch it with us?
Yeah, I have a good feeling about this year.
Alright, but I don't know if I can take watching my boy Seo lose again.
We'll be here to make you feel better and not laugh in your face.
Thanks. I snuggle in between them on the couch just as the opening number starts. I only partially pay attention to most of the nominations. Every so often I peek at Uncle Kaito and Nikki. Kaito looks about as engaged as I am, while Nikki is practically on the edge of her seat. Every so often she'd shout out who she hopes to win. Wonder where Yuki is, by the way. Finally, it's the moment we've all been waiting for. The nominations for Best Actor. Leonardo DiCaprio is nominated for his role in The Apparition against a handful of people no one cares about. Uncle Kaito and I look over at each other in solidarity. Nikki leans so far forward in her seat, I'm afraid she's going to fall off. Also, I want to point out that finally a movie that doesn't have gear in the title. You know? Just saying.
And the Mosker goes to...
I hold my breath as the announcer rips open the envelope in the slowest way possible.
Leonardo DiCaprio!
Nikki jumps up and screams while Kaito throws a fist in the air and shouts excitedly. Jump up with Nikki, that'll do, Leonardo, that'll do. Is this real life? So, you know, yeah. I leap off of the couch and jump up and down with Nikki. She throws her arms around me in a hug. He finally did it!
I know!
I'm feeling a little left out here.
You could have jumped up too. Nikki and I glance at each other and laugh. Then we give Kaito a high five. Honestly, Nikki, I'm surprised you're so excited by this. I didn't realize you liked him.
This is a momentous event. What's not to like?
Before I can answer, she shushes me.
Oh, he's about to give his speech.
We watch as Leonardo graciously accepts his Mosker and runs through his list of thanks. And finally, I'd like to mention how thankful I am that we took care of global warming back in 2016 so everyone can still enjoy the wonders of snow. The audience roars with applause as Seo walks off the stage. Man, what a better world they must live in. You know? It's still fun they have the Revenant, but you know.
What a classy guy.
Right!
Yeah.
Nikki gets back on her feet.
Anybody want a snack?
Kaito perks up.
I wouldn't say no to that.
Same here.
Be right back.
She runs off into the kitchen and returns with a plate of strawberries.
Ooh, strawberries.
Uncle Kaito's face lights up as he grabs the closest one to him. Without hesitation, he takes a huge bite, then catches himself as chocolate dribbles down his chin. Wait, is that chocolate?
Yeah.
I pick up a strawberry and pop it in my mouth. Cream-filled.
I also have some filled with gelatin and cookie butter.
Ah!
This is amazing.
She beams.
Do you really think so?
Yes.
I eat another strawberry in response.
Where did you find this idea?
I don't know. I was just thinking about how I wanted chocolate-covered strawberries, but I hate when the chocolate comes off unevenly or the shell breaks off when you bite into it. I figured this was a better yet still delicious alternative.
Fair enough. I can confirm this. Or, confirm it is. Yeah, there we go. Uncle Kaito eats another strawberry.
Do you think you can make this at the cafe?
Nikki's eyes glitter.
Seriously? You think it's that good?
Definitely. It's a simple twist on a familiar treat. I have no doubts it'll be well received.
Yay, Nikki.
I'd be honored.
Great. What do you want to call them?
Cutberry, Strawberry Dream, Fruit Suckles. I don't know about any of these, frankly. I'll go with this one. Seems like the most appropriate name for like a restaurant. What about Strawberry Dream?
That's not terrible.
Uncle Kaito looks thoughtful.
It's vague enough that it can encompass all the different filling options. We'll think about it.
Right.
Well, since nobody here seems to appreciate my genius, I'm going to bed.
It is getting late.
Uncle Kaito stifles a yawn.
Yeah, I think I'm going to turn in too.
He starts to get up, then pops the last strawberry into his mouth.
I thought you were going to bed.
I couldn't leave the poor thing to live on that plate all alone. Better that he's with his friends.
Yep, definitely time for me to go to bed. Nikki giggles. After I help her clean up the kitchen a bit, I head upstairs and dream of dessert. Okay, well, I'm glad for the time at least he forgot all about Illudium and the overdrive and everything. The familiar sound of my alarm wakes me up. I turn it off and rub the sleep from my eyes. Why didn't I set an alarm when I don't have any classes today? Oh, right. I wanted to get some studying done. Wait, was that why? Stifling a yawn, I force myself out of bed and head to the washroom to get ready. Once I've gone through my morning routine, I'm a lot more awake and ready to hit the books. I crack open my first textbook and decide to give myself a mini quiz. I feel more and more energized with each answer I get correct. I'm confident that exams next week will be a breeze. After a couple of hours, my eyes are starting to cross and I need a break. There's still a lot of time before my Illudium meeting this afternoon. Oh, so we actually did want to study good. I didn't just forget. I wonder if anyone is free. Show! I feel my phone vibrate in my pocket, and Show flashes across the screen. Hello?
Meet me at the garage, ASAP.
Huh? Why?
I have to show you something cool.
Okay, it's not a bad thing at least. Alright, I'll be over in a bit.
Make haste.
I hop on my bike and drive over, wondering what exactly his surprise could be. Did he get a present from Mayu? When I arrive at the garage, Sho waits impatiently for me by the entrance. He ushers me in without a word and then navigates to a secluded part of the garage. A big blanket covers an outline of a car. Okay, I'm pretty sure she didn't give him a car.
Here it is.
That's a pretty sweet beige blanket, man. Sho frowns and shakes his head.
No, it's what's underneath.
Oh. Oh?
Yep.
Well, enough with the suspense already.
Roger.
With one swooping grab, Sho throws the blanket off. Beside him is a vintage model 2017 Ford Mustang in fresh blue paint and white racing stripes. I've seen this in old school car photos, but never one up close. This is too cool. Where'd you get it?
Get it? I built it.
Built it?
Yeah. I found the frame from an old mechanic shop and then thought I'd try to restore it. It was hard to find all the different pieces, and I've been working on it for a few years, but it's finally done!
Impressive. He grins proudly.
I thought you'd appreciate an American-manufactured car.
He's right about that. For in-game me, at least.
I still can't believe these things need refueling every week. Talk about a non-sustainable source of energy.
Yeah, it's pretty insane when you think about how hard the oil companies were trying to roadblock the electric car. Right? Gosh.
I have to give big props to Tesla and their revolutionary Model Trio.
We both nod. I still can't imagine what people from 2017 would think if they knew we'd have self-driving cars with renewable energy that only needed a monthly charge.
But the best part's still coming up.
What is it?
The roar of an engine, of course. I've seen YouTube videos of it, but never had the pleasure of hearing one.
My bike is the closest I've come to hearing an authentic engine, and even that is an inadequate comparison. I'm pretty excited too. Sho pulls out the keys to the car and opens the driver's side door. He slips the key in the ignition, then looks at me.
Ready?
Do it! He turns the key. A deep rumbling escapes the cylinders as the engine fires up. It's really noisy. Whoa! I'll do that one. I point to the car. This I like. Sho laughs with pride.
Me too.
I mean, I don't want to take anything away from him, you know? We hear a really strange noise followed by a painful screech of grinding metal. What was that? The engine makes dying noises, then the car goes silent. Black smoke seeps out from under the hood.
Oh?
Sho pops the hood and fiddles around under there, muttering to himself.
Oh man, I knew it! Curse you, Dat Boy 69!
What's going on?
He was the guy on Kajiji who sold me this defective part.
He points at something. With my minimal understand of an engine's framework, all I can do is nod in sympathy.
I knew I shouldn't have trusted him.
Sorry, man. Sho shakes his head.
Nah, it's okay. This is actually good.
Huh?
Well, I was starting to feel a little sad when I was finishing up the car. It's been so much fun building it that I wasn't quite ready to let it go and start something new. But now it doesn't have to end.
There we go. I guess spending that much time on one project can get you pretty attached to it. I'm sure you'll get it working better than before. Yeah, how I wanted to say that. Sho grins.
That's the plan.
He scratches the back of his head.
Sorry, I guess it wasn't much of a show. I probably should have tested it out first, but I was too excited.
No way! The ignition was worth it.
You got that right.
We both grin. It looks like you've got some work to do, so I'm going to head out. Let me know when it's ready. For a test drive, that is.
Of course.
I wonder if all of this was really just the company talking about their experience with Ace Academy. Because maybe they should have test-driven it a little bit more first before releasing it, but I imagine after how long they must have worked on it, they were just so excited to give it to the public, to show us, the consumers, and share in the experience. And maybe that's not at all what they meant with this scene, but if it is, I think it's kind of endearing, It's genuine. I like that. I'm excited to see the real finished project. I've never had a chance to drive a muscle car, or a manual. After we say our goodbyes, Sho gets back to work and I leave. It's almost time for my appointment with Illudium. I drive my bike downtown and park near Illudium Enterprises. The building is impressive as the sunlight reflects off of the tinted windows. Illudium signage is posted on the front entrance. It's large enough to be seen from a distance, but isn't as gaudy as warp text signage. The receptionist cheerfully greets me when I enter. I let her know my name, and it's not long before I'm led to an engineer's office. He gestures for me to have a seat, which I accept. Thank you for agreeing to meet with me.
My pleasure. How may I be of assistance?
I had a few questions about the core overdrive technology seen at Ace Academy's match yesterday.
What questions?
Ask an easy question to test what it'll tell me. That's the question I'm dying to know. Test. You know what? I want to get my foot in the door, right? How is that technology enabled?
I'm sorry, but I'm not allowed to divulge company secrets.
Wow. My apologies if the question was unclear. I meant to ask how Akita was able to enable the overdrive mode during the match.
Yes, I understand. Unfortunately, that is not something I am at liberty to share.
What can you share? Even Akita was able to give me that information. How come this man won't? Something strange is going on. Ask the question I'm dying to know. Oh, I have no choice now. How were you able to engineer the core's overdrive mode? That technology is not common knowledge.
I apologize, but I can't disclose company secrets.
Should have seen that coming. If they're so tight-lipped, does that mean there's some shady business going on here? I'm not sure what is going on here. As far as I'm aware, that technology has not been made available, so how is that addition suddenly built into Akita's gear?
Again, I'm sorry, but that's not something I'm at liberty to discuss.
Obviously, this conversation is going nowhere. My frustration increases and makes my tongue loose. Then what can you discuss? So far, that's been the only thing you've said. He frowns.
I don't appreciate that tone.
I don't appreciate your plosions! I don't appreciate you stringing me along like this. Why did you agree to meet with me if you had no intention of talking to me? Thank you. That's what I want to know.
If you ask me a question I am at liberty to answer, then I will gladly answer it for you.
The only answers I need are for the questions that I've asked.
I'm sorry, but it looks like I won't be able to help you.
I cross my arms. I'm not leaving here without answers. And this is when security's called.
Then I'm afraid I will have to call for security.
Surprise! I stare at him defiantly as he picks up the phone. In a matter of minutes, 2 burly guards show up in the office. They each grab a hold of one of my arms and drag me out of the office. Let me go! I can't leave until I get some answers.
What is the meaning of this?
A tall man dressed in a smart suit blocks the hallway.
Why are the
Or
guards
smart
trying
suit.
to forcibly remove this young man from the premises?
We're just following orders, sir.
I am the order here.
Who would step forward and do that? I feel like they would just trust the security more in that case than some random, like, teenager.
Thank you.
The man turns to me.
What is this all about?
Although he speaks softly, and much like Akira, there was a clear air of authority around him. I don't dare act petulantly towards him, especially after he's given me a second chance to get my answers. I'm sorry, sir, but I came here looking for an answer to a simple question.
What question?
It's in regards to the overdrive core from the Ace Academy match yesterday. He studies me.
You are a student here?
There. Yes, a pilot.
Come into my office. Perhaps I can help you.
He dismisses the guards and leads me into a private office with large windows. I read the plaque on his desk, which is twice the size of my own. Donnie Rue, CEO. I glance sharply at him, but he doesn't seem to notice. Why is the CEO getting involved with that kind of dispute, right? He offers me a seat, which I take. Maybe this is some sort of PR stunt. Although he seems helpful, I shouldn't let my guard down.
Now, explain to me how I can help.
I go through my explanation about the match yesterday and mention who I am. He seems intrigued after hearing my name.
You're the pilot of Eagle?
Yes.
Your gear caused quite a bit of intrigue in the R&D community with your unique core.
Then how exactly was Illudium able to possess that technology? He raises an eyebrow as if implying the answer is obvious.
We partnered with Midori Energy to develop the core. Midori Energy supplied the schematics, and of course the Illudium team worked hard to build and refine it.
I blink. Midori Energy? Does he mean Midori Energy, Inc.? That was Dad's company.
I'm surprised.
Is anyone
Dashu,
surprised?
being an energy drink company, was able to acquire the technology before it went to market.
Something very weird is going on here, but I don't think Illudium is involved maliciously. Yeah, I guess Dashu has their sources. He smiles.
I don't doubt it.
The phone rings, interrupting our conversation. Thank you.
I'll have to take this.
I nod and stand. Thank you very much for meeting with me. I appreciate your time.
You're an interesting pilot. Perhaps our paths will cross again.
He nods in dismissal and answers his phone while I leave his office. My mind is a whirlwind of questions as I leave the building and head back to my bike. Was Dad working on this core for Midori Energy? I'd always thought this was a project for the two of us. But if that's not the case, then maybe they had something to do with... I shake my head, trying to free myself from these thoughts. I can't jump to conclusions. I need to clear my head and calm down. Maybe someone is free right now. I could use the distraction. Valerie! I bet Valerie would want to hang out. I decide to give her a call.
Hey there. I was just thinking about you.
Well. Oh, really?
Yep. I was just thinking how fun it would be to go dancing.
Oh.
But I need a partner. You in?
I'm a terrible dancer. I'd much rather just listen to the music and talk, but, you know. I mean, I feel like we're gonna hang out either way, so let me just be honest. Like, I'm not much of a dancer, yeah. I don't think I'd make a good dance partner.
So, it doesn't matter if you're good or not, as long as you have fun.
You know, if people genuinely mean that, then I really appreciate that sentiment. But a lot of people say that, and then will still make fun of you. I mean, not that I've experienced that personally. If you need someone to stand on the sideline and watch everyone else dance, I can do that.
Alright, but I bet I can get you dancing before the night's done.
Depends on how many drinks you pump into me, you know? Good luck. Is this going to be on campus?
You're funny. I'll
Yeah.
text you the address. See you soon.
She hangs up, and a few seconds later, my phone buzzes with a text. I get changed into something more comfortable, which I can still move in, then drive to the address. As I get close, I see a line of people waiting out front as a bouncer checks everyone's ID. This is not what I expected. It's all like Tron in here. Valerie stands right out front and waves me over.
Finally, you're here. I almost thought you weren't coming.
Are we at a club?
Obviously. Where do you think people go dancing?
I thought you were talking about a dance class. Why did you think she was talking? I didn't think she was talking about a dance class. Valerie laughs.
Nope.
I glance at the bouncer up ahead as he turns away a couple of underage girls. How do you expect to get in?
With my ID, of course.
She pulls out her ID, which labels her as 20. And where did you get that? She smirks.
I have my ways.
I bet you do. You should be careful, it's better than my old fake. Let me take a closer look. Yeah, let me see that. I snatch the ID out of Valerie's hand and bring it close to my face. Huh, this is actually very realistic. Valerie smirks.
Pretty good, right?
You might be able to get away with it.
May I have it back now?
I hand it over.
Thank you.
Aren't we going to get in line? Valerie laughs.
Who stands in line?
I apparently don't know how any of this works. She strides right up to the bouncer and flashes him an irresistible smile. Then she slips her ID into his hands. He grins appreciatively at her and waves her in, but stops me as I try to follow.
He's with me.
Valerie touches the bouncer's arm and gives him a sultry look.
It would make me really happy if you let him in too.
He sighs and checks my ID, then waves me in. Valerie winks as we slip past the bouncer and into the club. I squint in the dim bar as my heart pulses in time with the bass. The place has a decent crowd for this time of night. I'm surprised they couldn't get like any house or dubstep or music like that to be playing during this part. It's just the like typical happy kind of stuff, you know? I migrate towards the bar and order a drink and something age appropriate for Valerie. She accepts the drink with an amused glint in her eyes.
Come on, let's dance.
She grabs my hands and pulls me to the dance floor. I pull back. Hey, I don't dance, remember? She pouts.
Are you really gonna make me dance alone?
You knew what you were getting into when you asked me to come.
Too bad. You don't get a choice.
She grabs my hand and pulls me onto the dance floor. Then she swings her hips in time to the beat and bounces in rhythm to the music. I sigh in defeat and begin tapping my toes. Once I feel more confident, I join Valerie in moving my hips.
I told you I'd get you to dance.
You win. She smirks. Do what seems fun. Bust out the hip-hop skills. Just rock back and forth. Chicken dance! I thought we covered that with the first option. I mean, you know, if there's specifically what seems fun, I'm gonna do what seems fun. Who cares if I'm good or not? I'm just going to do what feels right. I sway my body in whichever way the music takes me. Sometimes my limbs don't respond quite the way I thought they would, and my movements seem a little jerky and uncoordinated. Valerie giggles.
Are we having fun yet?
I nod. This wasn't so bad after all. After dancing together for a while, I feel thirsty. I'm going to get another drink. You want anything? Valerie shakes her head. Okay, I'll be right back.
I'll be here.
I return to the bar and order a water, then chug it in one long gulp. Dancing is hard work. I feel like I'm getting a workout. As I go find Valerie, some random guy corners her.
What's a pretty thing like you doing in a place like this?
That guy. Valerie forces a smile and steps away from him.
Sorry, but I have a boyfriend.
I'm just talking to you. That's not a crime, is it? How about I buy you a drink?
What a vulture! I step away for 1 minute. I stand behind the guy, about to say something when Valerie glances at me and smirks. Then she refocuses on the guy.
Just one drink?
That's right. Just one drink.
Okay. Surprise me.
Valerie, what are you doing here, girl? That's not safe, girl! Girl! As the guy heads to the bar, Valerie darts towards me and leads me away.
Come on, before he comes back.
Okay, I guess if we're actually, like, leaving the club. I laugh as Valerie leads me to the far end of the club. We see... Wait, no! Wait, we're still in there. He can still find you. You gotta, like, actually, if you're... Whatever. We sit on a couple of free stools and rest. It's not even in a booth where you could, like, hide a little, but just on stools like that. What a creep, right? Yes, totally. Yeah, a nice strategy telling him you have a boyfriend. Too bad it didn't work. Valerie gives me a strange look.
What do you mean, strategy?
Well, you don't have one, do you?
Of course I do.
She's joking, right? Valerie makes all kinds of jokes. But her face holds no hint of a teasing smile. Unless you look at this one that we see here. Wait, seriously? How come I'm only finding out about this now? He's so naive.
You never asked before.
If you have a boyfriend, then why did you invite me to clubbing and why did you invite me to clubbing instead of him? Valerie's teasing smirk appears.
To make him jealous.
I frown. Valerie,
I'm just kidding. No need to look so serious. I did invite him, but he's out of town.
How convenient. She pouts.
Aw, that sounds like you don't believe me. I'm hurt.
I actually don't believe that you have a boyfriend. She pulls out her phone and shows me a text message string.
See for yourself.
The first text is from Valerie. Aw, since you won't be here, I'm going out with Riz tonight. I miss you, XOXO. He replied, I miss you too. Be safe and have fun, but not too much fun. Don't worry, the real fun won't start until you get back. I've got a special treat. She actually has... Oh! Valerie snatches the phone out of my hands.
The rest is a private conversation.
Okay, I'm convinced you're telling the truth. Valerie grins and stands.
Break's over, mister. Let's dance some more.
We dance until our feet grow tired and we can't dance anymore. As we walk out of the club, Valerie leans into me to ease her aching feet. Valerie pauses and slips her heels off. She pulls out a pair of comfortable shoes from her bag. She seems overly prepared for this. How often does she go out dancing? When we arrive at my bike, Valerie and I both climb on. After I drop Valerie off at Ace, I head home. Although tonight wasn't at all what I expected, I still ended up having a good time. I find that very weird regarding all Valerie's. The boyfriend, I find that very weird. When I arrive home, Yuki is rummaging through the drawers in the living room. She glances at me and grins.
Oh, good, you're here. Where are your rubber bands?
Huh?
Rubber bands, I need them.
Why? She just smiles.
Do you know where they are?
Yeah, they're in the bottom drawer of the table beneath the mirror. Yuki searches through the drawer and pulls out a rubber band.
Thanks.
I watch her curiously as she wanders into the kitchen. She ties the rubber band around the nozzle sprayer next to the faucet. Ah, you prankster. Yuki's just a prankster. Afterwards, she grabs Uncle Kaito's phone, which was lying unattended on the kitchen table. I peek over her shoulder and watch her change his lock screen to a screenshot of his home screen. Then she puts the phone back down. I follow her back into the living room where she takes a seat on the couch and flips through a magazine as if nothing just happened. What's going on?
As soon as Kaito comes out, I want you to block your number and call his phone.
Why?
Just do it. It'll be worth it.
I shrug and join her on the couch. If you say so. Now, I could be misremembering, but I thought the whole point of, like, Kaito and Yuki not working out is that she thought that he was too immature. Why is she being so immature? I find her very immature so far. From the pepper, and then the faucet, and then the home screen thing. Like, how old are you, miss? We didn't have to wait long before I don't like pranks in general, how about that? But we didn't have to wait long before Kaito emerges from the back room. I do as Aunt Yuki asks and immediately call his phone. Yuki watches me closely as I do, then grins.
Kaito, are you going into the kitchen? Do you mind getting me a glass of water?
No problem.
Thank you.
As soon as Kaito walks through the kitchen door, Yuki and I bolt off of the couch and creep in the doorway to watch what unfolds. Kaito picks up an empty glass in one hand and his phone in the other. He puts the glass down beside the sink as he focuses on his phone. When he turns on the faucet, the rubber band forces the water to spray out of the nozzle and it catches Kaito all over his chest. He yelps in surprise and quickly shuts off the water, then tries desperately to swipe his phone. Aunt Yuki and I can't hold back our laughter and fall into a fit of giggles by the door. Uncle Kaito looks increasingly worried as he can't get his phone to work.
Yuki, this isn't funny. I think you damaged my phone.
She's too busy laughing to answer.
I need this for work. This is serious.
Finally, Yuki composes herself.
Relax, your phone is fine.
Clearly it's not. It's frozen.
No, it's not. Give it here.
She plucks the phone out of his hand and unlocks it. He furrows his brow in confusion.
I just changed your wallpaper. Funny, right?
I can't help but laugh at the expression on Kaito's face. It's relief plus irritation plus confusion rolled into one. My laugh makes Yuki want to laugh, although she tries her best to keep a straight face in front of Kaito.
Oh, Kaito, your face!
She breaks down into laughter. Soon, even Kaito cracks a smile at the both of us.
One day, Yuki, you are going to give me a heart attack.
Don't say things like that.
I slowly compose myself and Kaito glances at me.
You were in on this too? I thought you were on my side.
I'm sorry, the game actually gave me no choice in the matter. Sorry, but Yuki's the fun one. She smiles and gives me a hug.
All right, fun one. Since this was all your fault to begin with, you should be the one to clean up the kitchen.
Fair enough.
Yuki goes to grab some towels while Uncle Kaito and I head into the living room. I should tell him about what I learned at Illudium. Uncle Kaito, I need to tell you something. It involves my dad. His smile drops.
What is it?
Yesterday, during my match with Akira's team, Akira's gear went into overdrive mode.
The same overdrive mode your core can do?
Yeah. I confronted Illudium about it this afternoon, and they told me that Midori Energy was the one who supplied them with the technology. Uncle Kaito looks grave.
That was your father's company.
Exactly.
Was this technology a research project he was working on for the company?
I don't know. He never mentioned anything to me about it when we were building Eagle. When I discovered Eagle had this ability, I assumed it was something Dad had created just for me. But now I'm not so sure. Kaito nods.
I'll have the PI investigate Midori Energy and see if there are any connections.
Before I can respond, Aunt Yuki returns to the living room.
How about a little TV time with my two favorite boys?
I'm up for that.
Same here.
Is Nikki home?
Not yet.
She is such a busy bee. She can join us when she comes back.
We throw in a movie and Uncle Kaito and Aunt Yuki add their own commentary to what's going on. Normally it would be annoying, but I'm just happy to see that they're getting along so well again. Eventually, Nikki comes home and snuggles between Kaito and Yuki on the couch. For the first time in a while, I feel like I'm part of a family again. It's not just Nikki and me anymore. Judging by Nikki's smiles, I think she feels the same way. We watch until the late hours in the night, then I say my goodnights and go to bed. It's not long before I've drifted off to sleep. Let's see, how long has it been? Oh, it's only been an hour. Alright, I'm gonna go a little bit longer then. I can hear both Kaito and Nikki downstairs. Does she not work today? I've barely seen Nikki since she started working at the restaurant, and although I didn't have classes this week, I was still busy with school. Maybe we can catch up today. As soon as I head downstairs, Kaito and Nikki greet me with matching grins. It's like they were waiting for me. I have a bad feeling about this.
Hey, bud. Sleep well last night?
Why are you speaking like that? Yeah, thanks.
That's good. Feeling well rested?
Yes.
Great.
Their smiles don't budge. What's going on?
Oh, nothing. We just had a small favor to ask.
Of course.
Yeah, so small, just teeny tiny.
That doesn't sound promising. What is it?
We're a little understaffed at one of our restaurants.
No!
More specifically, the one Nikki works at.
Nikki nods.
We were hoping you could come and help out.
Really? That's it? I guess I could help. I don't have any other plans right now. Kaito bursts into a big grin.
Perfect! He said yes!
You can't back out now.
Oh dear. What? Kaito races towards the door.
I'll be in the car. Come out when you guys are ready!
He disappears, leaving a nervous-looking Nikki. What did he mean by ready?
Don't worry about it.
I narrow my eyes. Nikki?
It's nothing. The restaurant's just doing a theme today.
Oh, costume. Oh no, any theme is bound to be bad. What kind of theme?
One of maids in a cafe.
Oh, we're doing a whole maid cafe thing, really? Maid cafe? She slides to the side and reveals a neatly pressed Butler costume. My eyes widen. What a snazzy outfit! Ooh, this is kind of exciting. I've never done anything like this before. Nikki looks suspicious.
You really don't mind?
Of course not. I'm always down to try something new. Plus, I can't keep my uncle and sister hanging. Nikki jumps up and squeezes me in a big hug.
Thanks, you're the best.
I know. No problem. Let's hurry up and get changed. Uncle Kaito is waiting. I grab the outfit, then head to my room and get changed. Once I'm done, I look in the mirror. Looking good, Riz. Nikki's waiting for me downstairs, dressed in her maid outfit.
Ooh, looking sharp, big bro.
Thanks. You're not looking too bad yourself. Nikki grins.
Let's not keep Kaito waiting any longer.
I nod and we both head out. As soon as I step into the car, Kaito's eyes widen and he chokes back a laugh.
That's a good look for you.
What a guy. Where's your costume, Uncle? His laugh fills the car.
Oh no, I'm not working. I'm just the chauffeur.
Too bad. I bet you would have been a hit.
Oh, there's no doubt about that.
As soon as we arrive, Kaito waves goodbye and I follow Nikki in. Nikki introduces me, hey, this is where we went with Valerie, or at least this is the background. Nikki introduces me to all of her colleagues and they greet me with pleasant smiles. Everyone else is dressed up as well, which is comforting. A part of me was worried that this was all an elaborate hoax. The head butler gives me a rundown of the basics and how to act. I'm reminded of my high school days when I waited tables. It's pretty much the same thing, but with a whole lot more Miss and Sir strewn in.
You all good?
Nikki pokes her head in our room just as we finish the training. Yep. She smirks.
This is going to be so much fun!
She grabs my hand and we head out onto the floor. It's a little daunting at first, but the customers are all thrilled and it's not long before I get into character. This is a lot more fun than I originally thought. This is the first time I've seen Nikki at work. She flits from table to table, charming everyone she meets. Most of the regulars request to be placed in her in section. Is in section a thing, or is that just a typo? In her in section, and are even willing to wait until her tables are free. I've even had a few drinks of wow. I've even had a few of my tables ask if she could come over so they could meet her. Whenever that happens, Nikki would happily oblige and shoot me a smug grin. Oh, it's on now. I won't be beaten so easily. I up my butler game, something I never thought I'd ever have to do, and step up to the plate. At least now my customers aren't requesting for Nikki anymore. Ha! As the cafe fills up and we're getting loaded with people, we somehow both end up at the same table. How can I serve you today?
It would be my honor to serve you today.
She shoots them big doe eyes and an endearing smile. Curses! In a battle of adorableness, I would never win. Ah, it would seem that you are already in good hands. My apologies. I bow. The customers look at me with interest.
Oh my, what a gentleman.
Nikki gives me a dirty look when the table isn't paying attention, then looks apologetic.
Oh, I'm so sorry. You were here first.
She pouts.
Please forgive me.
She's adorable.
I'm losing them! No, it's okay. I insist. Your care and attention is at a level I strive to achieve.
You're too humble. Your ability to predict a customer's needs is commendable.
Oh my goodness, what a cute couple.
Aha!
Couple?
Couple?
Hold on. I think you have the wrong idea. Nikki, you finally did it!
Oh dear. Where did they come from?
I knew it. Even other people could see it.
Nikki's eyes widen as her two friends skip over. Are they stalking me?
You guys, what are you doing here?
Nikki, you broke character! I mean, you already did it with the couple part, but now especially so. There's no recovery from here. No recovery! Nikki's friends look at each other, then giggle.
It was only a matter of time before they kindled their relationship. I'm so happy for you two.
They really are lovely together.
I'm glad the customers at least don't mind all of this. Their outbursts catch the attention of other restaurant patrons, and soon everyone is making comments about the lovely couple.
Wait, you guys have it all wrong!
Yeah, we're actually brother and sister. The cafe goes silent. You could have just taken it in character. Guys, you could have done that.
Wait, despite being siblings,
oh no!
they're true to their hearts?
It's even more romantic than I thought.
Wow, Japan is so open-minded in this game.
So cute.
The crowd looks at each other, then starts clapping and cheering.
No! Oh, he's my brother. We're not in that kind of relationship. This isn't an anime. These things don't happen.
She points at me.
I do love my brother.
The crowd cheers again.
Oh, let me finish. I love my brother as my brother. But what you guys are trying to hint at will never, ever, ever be a thing.
Nikki huffs and crosses her arms. Her message comes across loud and clear.
What about his DLC?
We're just gonna break the fourth wall.
No!
Well, I guess we got our answer. Despite the little bump in the day, the rest of the shift goes well. A lot of people would pull me aside and repeat, I'm sorry she doesn't feel the same unrequited love. Or, sorry she doesn't feel the same. End sentence. New sentence. Unrequited love can be so tough. The issue is, unrequited should be capitalized. Whatever that means. As we wait for the bus home, Nikki makes me promise never to speak of this day again. I am all too happy to agree. When we arrive home, Yuki and Kaito are sitting on the couch, huddled beneath a blanket. As soon as Kaito sees me, he grins.
How was your day, bud?
Pretty fun, actually.
I'm glad you enjoyed yourself.
You guys hungry? I can whip something up.
Sure.
We can't say no to Aunt Yuki's delicious cooking.
Aw, thank you.
Kaito furrows his brows and is just about to speak when Nikki chimes in immediately.
Ordering takeout is not cooking.
Kaito laughs, then grins.
Well, someone had to cook it.
That's true. Nikki and Yuki both sigh.
You're hopeless.
You're hopeless.
Did they say it at the same time? Whoa. That was scarily in sync. They blink at each other, then laugh as Kaito and I join in. Aunt Yuki and Nikki head into the kitchen together. I offer to help out, but they both respond with a firm no. I can tell when I'm not wanted. Uncle Kaito and I hang out together until it's time for dinner. After an amazing meal, we settle down and Nikki suggests another family movie night. With everyone's busy schedules, it's rare for all of us to spend the evening together. Still, I hope this will become a more frequent thing. We stay up way past our bedtimes watching movies, and Kaito falls asleep on the couch. As we giggle at his snores, we all decide it's time to go to bed. I return to my room and easily fall to sleep. Good stuff. Good stuff. The morning sun gently pulls me out of sleep. I yawn and stretch, feeling fully rested. After my roller coaster of a day yesterday, actually, make that my roller coaster of a week, I'm just happy to finally have a day to relax. I take my time getting out of bed, and when I check the time, I realize it's already past noon. Good thing there's nowhere I need to be. Shrugging it off, I get lost in the deep recesses of the internet. And look, it's evening. Before I know it, the day has passed. Doing nothing can sure be exhausting. As I'm about to go into the kitchen to grab a snack, my phone rings. It's a call from Nikki. Now that I think about it, I haven't seen her all day. Of course I answer. Hello?
Thank God you're home.
Oh no, that sounds terrible. Cue outro, go!